It's a stone that shows the full kaleidoscope of colours, from vibrant blues and greens to fiery golds and reds. In a lot of cultures, it's considered a stone that brings good fortune or good luck. And on this trip, we've definitely seen that. The only place in the entire world where Ammolite is mined is right here at the foothills of the Canadian Rockies in Alberta, Canada. Our host for this trip was Ken Oshapok, one of the world's leading experts in Ammolite and one of the owners of the KORITE Ammolite company. The first morning, he drove us out to the mine, and it was not like anything I expected. You come over this ridge, and you're surrounded by wheat fields. It was early morning, and the light was gorgeous, and this mine just opens up before you. There's a lot going on when you walk down into the mine. There are two backhoes operating, there are miners all over the place. It's a very manual process though. You see them moving an incredible amount of earth. And to know that they can go for days at times without finding any Ammolite during that process really brings home how rare and exotic this stone is. This is pretty amazing. This is not like mining I've seen before.
Well, you know, we're actually standing in the middle of a farmer's field in southern Alberta, just south of the great city of Lethbridge. But 70 million years ago, we would be at the bottom of the Bear Paw Sea.
So 70 million years ago, this was underwater.
Right, so the inland sea of the Bear Paw Sea occupied from north of Edmonton all the way to Texas.
You know, when I look at the mud on my shoes right now, it's not too hard to believe.
Well, yeah, we're all gaining inches as we walk through the mine for sure.
So what actually happens when they do see some color?
Well, that's a really exciting time for everybody because the equipment completely stops and all of the mining operators now grab picks and hammers and sledgehammers, and the entire mining process becomes a hand process.
So this is why you call Ammolite a boutique gemstone. It's really handcrafted at that point.
It absolutely does. The material is so rare that we have to be so careful and so arduous in the process that there's really no other way to do it than by hand.
So we were fortunate enough that we did actually see some Ammolite being discovered. And that's why I think that the luck of Ammolite was with us. Even Ken, who sees this often, was really surprised and happy that we got to see the process happen.
All right, well, it looks like we got lucky because the equipment has stopped. The spotter is looking down below. Maybe we found some KORITE Ammolite.
That means we literally just found something?
Absolutely.
So we got to stand there and watch, literally with bated breath, as they turned over that rock. And this to me was the most impressive part of the entire mining process. As they turn over that rock, it looks like a piece of Ammolite ready to go into a piece of KORITE jewelry.
The thing I love so much about Ammolite is that even out of the ground it looks beautiful. And if we get a closer look and get you to maybe pour a little bit of water on this, you're going to see how the Ammolite actually comes alive.
Oh wow, and that looks like finished Ammolite already.
Absolutely, I think that Ammolite, you know, comes out of the ground better looking than just about any other gemstone in the world.
That looks like a Solara ready to go.
It does.
One of the things I was most looking forward to on this trip was meeting Roy Cormus. Roy's family has owned the land that KORITE Ammolite mines for generations, and I didn't know what to expect, but when he arrived, I literally looked at Ken and asked if this was the real Roy Cormus or if he'd gone to Central Casting. He could not have been more perfect as a rancher. So how long has your family owned this land?
Oh, since the 30s.
And I understand that for ranchers, land is very important.
Yes, that's the only thing we knew, and to this day, that's all I know.
So a lot of people may not realize that digging the hole and mining the stone isn't the final process for the land. Can you tell us a little bit about the land here and what's happened?
Well, this land out here, it was mined, and it was reclaimed. You could walk across it now and never, ever have an idea what went on there.
Well, when you look at this, it's amazing to think that there was a mine here like the one we just saw.
That's right. There's what you get.
Would you say that Ammolite is a Canadian treasure?
I think it's a world treasure. I think that we're very fortunate to find it here in this one particular location that we own.
The next leg of our trip was visiting the KORITE Ammolite facility in Calgary, and it was both impressive and surprising. It is a small operation. Everything's done by hand, and when you walk through that facility, you realize why Ammolite is considered such a boutique gemstone.
So Carrie, I think you're really going to like this room because this is where the magic happens. This is where we take rough Ammolite and turn it into beautiful, rare, and exotic Ammolite gemstones.
I'm so surprised. I never imagined it was this manual. Is every step of the process touched by human hands?
It's very manual. As a matter of fact, this is considered to be a boutique stone. And our gem cutters are not just gem cutters. They're artisans that are analyzing every single piece of rough to make sure that they can bring out the true natural beauty in every single stone.
And what's their goal color-wise when they're doing this?
Well, they're looking at trying to get the complete spectrum of colors. So we're looking for the greens, the reds, the golds, and if we're lucky enough, even the blues.
And where do these pieces go once they're done here?
Well, these pieces go from here into the next room, which I'd love to take you to, where we see finished gemstones and start to create and set fabulous jewelry.
Well, I never need to be asked twice to see fabulous jewelry.
Perfect. Well, let's do that then. So, Carrie, this next room is where we begin to sort and grade all of our Ammolite stones and then create fabulous jewelry.
This is how I'm accustomed to seeing Ammolite. This is beautiful.
Well, what you're looking at here is the top 3 to 5% in quality of what comes from the KORITE mines. This is the most sought after Ammolite in the world.
Well, I must have very good taste because this piece in particular, I have been absolutely in love with ever since you launched it.
Well, you've got great taste because I have to tell you, it's one of the most sought after pieces in our collection. Only 56 of these were made for the entire world last year, making it the rarest Ammolite pendant in the world.
Well, that makes me want it even more.
Very good taste.
I've always loved KORITE Ammolite for the color and the play of color that makes it so unique. So it almost seems ironic that when you come here and experience the birthplace of Ammolite, that it's truly reflective of the colors of the land it comes from. The blues of these endless skies, the golds of the wheat fields, the greens of the forests, and the reds of the fiery sunsets. You know, you really realize that Ammolite is a true reflection of the one incredibly beautiful place on earth where it can be found.